Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the GAC Group 2015 ITTF World Tour. This is the Polish Open, a major series on the World Tour. I'm Adam Bobrow, and I'm with you in Warsaw, Poland. The crowd absolutely ecstatic after the last semifinal. But the last semifinal of the day is coming up now, and it should be an epic battle. Zhendong versus Shushin. The last match they played and the last 4 matches they've played have gone 7 games, so we expect this to be a thriller. This could be the only player so far this tournament to put some true pressure on Shushin. Shushin has cloud walked his way into this match, but Zhendong won the last time they played 4-3 in the Asian Championships at 18 years old, already one of the top in the world. And the best player on earth to watch in table tennis in orange, Shushin, world rank number 2, the 2nd seed in this tournament. And from Hungary, our head umpire, Imre Benchik. And from Poland, Maciej Milinski. Had a chance to joke with him over dinner yesterday. Now this match is going to be all game faces. Again, a video of Lu Guoliang talking to Shushin for probably a good 30 minutes. It's not a 30-minute video, but it was a 30-minute lecture from Lu Guoliang talking to Shushin about what we have to imagine was getting serious after he played Wang Chunting. Dropped game 4, turned it on for game 5. Around the net shots, chop blocks, lobs, everything you could imagine. Shushin manages to be so flexible and so fast on his feet. Now these are the 2 youngest players of the top 4 from the Chinese national team. Shushin, the top pen holder in the world. Head-to-head, these 2 have played 7 times, and Shushin has won 5 of them. Zhendong is the only player in the top 4 to have a losing record to Shushin. But we have to imagine that won't last forever. Zhendong on his way up, gaining more and more experience in high-pressure situations. And the last time they played, it was Zhendong who won. So other than Wang Chunting, Shushin's had some exciting matches to get to this. He started off with Quentin Robinot from France, 4-0 win. Then Quadri Aruna, who we had a chance to talk with, said he had no chance against Shushin. He tried, but Shushin wouldn't let him get in the match. 4-0 again. Patrick Franziska, 4-0 for Shushin. Not a game dropped. And the first game he dropped was against Wang Chunting, but I think that was more for the crowd than anything. Shushin getting a little bit comfortable with his lead, trying out some trick shots, beta testing the new creations. Now out here, it's going to be a fight till the finish. We can't imagine we'll see too many test trick shots from Shushin. But the most entertaining thing about his game is that even in tight matches, we get to see shots that other players will not even attempt from Shushin. Could it be one of his downfalls, his creativity? Personally, I love it. Lu Guoliang might have something else to say about it. On the Zhendong side of the bracket, he played Sadi Ismailov from Russia, the young Russian player, took the first game against Zhendong, 11-8. And then the next 4 went to Zhendong. Li Hu from Singapore was the next match, who's beaten Samsonov several times. Tough opponent. Zhendong 4-0 and then 4-1 over Alexander Shibaev, the Russian player who beat Yoon Persson and Omar Asar in 4 straight games to come back from 0-3. Shibaev, a very tough opponent this year, but Zhendong, no problem. And then against the young chopper from the Slovak Republic, Wang Yang, had a strong victory yesterday. Outstanding highlights online, but this should be his best match yet. Best of 7. Shushin to start us off with the serve. Love all. Soft touch on the receive from Zhendong off the side of the table, but Shushin pulls a stretch Armstrong and loops it back. Beautiful shot crushing through. This time a wide receive a little deeper on the table. Follow-up attack. Not much you can say about it except applause and praise. And this is what Shushin looks like under pressure. Long push into the backhand. He's moving a little faster out here. Not quite as much leisure on his side. Haven't seen too many of the backhand from Shushin. Not many players have put enough pressure on him to earn the backhand. Right down the line. Open table for Zhendong. If he puts that sort of pace on it, no chance at it coming back. Shushin had barely planted his feet, still waiting in the backhand corner. And that's right on the line. Quite a vocal baby in the crowd. Forehand flip goes just long. Game still hasn't come together yet for Shushin. Both players toweling off at the first opportunity. The fight here is like it's game 7 in the first game. Fast long serve into the backhand, but returned right on the body, and Zhendong has a little bit of trouble coming over the ball with the change of pace. That was like a triple take from Shushin. Showed push, looked like he was going to pull back for the attack. Push again, hesitates. Heavy spin into the body, and the bend away forehand as Zhendong's falling back. Almost clips the edge. Fast serve into the body, kicking. Shushin's got it all. He's pulling out the trick serves. And by trick serves, I guess I'd say wise placement, element of surprise anyway. Strong pressure in near the table from Zhendong, breaks the streak. Shushin had won 3 out of the last 4 points before this. Inside out, Shushin recovers that point after a chop block. Blasted right back into his body. And then the counter looping rally ensues. The fact that Zhendong can go for that shot with confidence inside out off of such a heavy side spin loop really shows the fearlessness of this 18-year-old. Open side of the table, fools Shushin. We've seen Shushin get that ball back even fooled, but with the pace from Zhendong and the placement, it's enough to win the point. Power down the backhand side. Shushin still fighting to stay in this. It's just a 2-point game, was down 1-5. Came back to 4-6. Getting aggressive, trying to stay near the table. Fooled again, but this time recovers more quickly, gets there for the forehand loop still. Now it's a 1-point game. Xu can leap so far. The Cloudwalker gets to it and still gets a lot of spin on that ball. Open side of the table. No sign of that one coming. Fan Zhendong waiting till the last moment. Touch game, Xu managing to block that big opening attack, and that's right on the line again from Fan Zhendong. The pressure to make it so precise and wide. Break off the top of the net, goes out wide. 1-point game again. Fan Zhendong still almost recovers it for an around the net shot. Wouldn't be the first time we've seen him do it. Ripping forehand, so much power. Xu forehand, quite difficult to block when he gets a good swing at it. That was in near the body, had to get low to take the shot after a fast serve on the body. And now it's tied up at 9 points each. What a turnaround from the start of this game. Edge of the table right back. Little break for Fan Zhendong. He's playing his shots on the line anyway. Some of them are going to hit the edge. Some of them are going to miss by a centimeter. Game point for Fan Zhendong. Beautiful backhand from over the table. Fan Zhendong just got Fan Zhendonged by Xu. Moves in quick. Takes advantage of the slight opening on the forehand side and now has serve at deuce. Looks like the hand from the Skrillex video for Equinox. Soft touch leaves it over the table, short enough that it's trouble, short enough and low enough. Again, Xu, one of the best flip kills in the world, couldn't make that shot. Looked like it was right in between. Maybe would have come off the table, but probably not. Another game point for Fan Zhendong. This time the backhand finds the net. Fan Zhendong escapes 12-10 in a very closely fought first game. Game 2, we'll see how this continues. Wouldn't be surprised to see a 7-gamer. Stick around. And we're back for game 2. Fan Zhendong leading 1-0 over Zhang Jike. I'm sorry, over Xu rather. Miss hit from Xu. We've seen him lob down Fan Zhendong before. Earlier this year, the racket flew out of the hand, clipping the table from Fan Zhendong. Xu, one of the best lobbers in the world when it comes to it. Shu not happy with the second bounce there. Seemed a bit confused. Wouldn't be surprised to see him wipe the table on the way back. Opportunity was there, but the serve was kept low. Spin deceptive from Shu, and he gets on the board with the point. By the way, if you're curious to see what Fan Zhendong looks like outside of his game face beast mode, check out Ask a Pro Anything on YouTube or the official ITTF website with Fan Zhendong. Huge flip kill, leaps in, gets it in high, and plays it out wide to the forehand. That's the over-the-table play we're talking about from Shu. Sees the opportunity, just leaps forward for it. No trepidation in his step there. Soft touch barely coming off the back edge of the table. That's 3 in a row for Shu. Looked like Shu was going for a behind the back shot, which seems crazy to most people at this point in the game. He plays that ball in front of his body, the traditional penhold backhand. Seems like a reasonable way to get it back in play. Short side of the table, Shu slipping on the right foot there, almost into the splits. Last person we saw have trouble slipping on the court, Fagel, had it happen twice. Although not quite as visibly as Shu. Smart play to play it down the short side of the table there. Fan Zhendong deep into the backhand court, smart play. Putting Shu right back into the potential slip zone. Over the table, fast speed from Fan Zhendong. It's his signature serve right there, similar to the Zhangjikou. Gets the racket all the way up over his head. Still comes down for a reverse pendulum. Excellent read, Shu putting the pressure on over the table immediately to take back the 2-point lead. Fast serve into the body to set it up. Not a bad response from Fan Zhendong, forcing Shu to break wide. Hit the forehand on the run, which doesn't seem to be a problem for Shu. In the service game, it's a 4-point lead right now for Shu. Spinny reverse backhand from Shu. Fan Zhendong not able to stay on top and keep the spin down, even going to the length of the table. Long push and a follow-up backhand. Punched right into the body, some pace on it. See if we get to see this one again. Long push, then opens up, and now it's 6 game points for Xu Xin. Outstanding point, the snake from Xu Xin in the middle. 10-4 lead, and that's when he gets creative. From down below the table, you can't see what he's doing. Wiggles on the way up, manages to pull out the point. We'll be back for game 3. It's tied up at 1 game each. Xu Xin in great form. Game 3 after this. And sorry to stop the Xu Xin highlights, but we're back for game 3. Xu Xin turning around a loss in game 1 for an 11-4 victory in game 2. And it was the backhand, another backhand. This is the element of surprise here. Most players, including Zhendong, aren't used to the threat of Xu Xin consistently making backhand attacks. Back edge of the table. Flip kill from over and then a counter attack. Still, it takes a lot to shut down Xu Xin. Look at this. Ready for another short stroke. That last ball just clipping the edge. Rally could have continued with another loop from Xu Xin. So much power on that backhand. Again, if he can read it, he can just unload on that ball with the backhand. This time a bit off the table from down low, miss hits on the backhand. Soft touch, a little too soft. Xu Xin keeping the serve low, difficult to read. Again, these players have seen so many serves. To be fooled involves the threat of a third ball attack and very deceptive contact. Short side of the table, but well anticipated. Zhendong ready to counter it back. Just like in game 1, first towel break being used. This time Xu Xin changes up the placement, uses backhand over the table receive instead of going wide right into the body. Takes a little pace off it in place as well. A little more security for the low serve. Zhendong's over the table game. Signature shot, the banana flip. That backhand over the table from the forehand side. Heavy underspin, and it's off the top of the net and out. The body language and facial expression of Xu Xin still looks quite relaxed, doesn't handle pressure the same way as his teammates. Shot block finds the net. Now the reaction to pressure, some could say the downfall. One of the reasons we haven't seen as many big titles from Xu Xin. Outside of doubles, of course, where he's a two-time world champion this year, mixed doubles and men's doubles. Outstanding play again, this time the fast flip, the power with the backhand, and it comes back, but he's ready for a counter. See how short the stroke had to be from Zhendong to get that first back. Any motion he can come into the ball with is going to be helpful, but almost no backswing. Forehand, it just clips it over the table. You can hear the slap and the ball's gone. 6 points each. You can only tell by the reaction of Zhendong there that that's bullet speed. Well placed, a little bit of side spin, hits it on the backhand side of the table. Xu Xin takes the lead. Just long off the back, Xu Xin extends it to a 2-point lead. It's going to be a tough one to get. Ball under the centerpiece of the table. Xu Xin digs it out. Just showing off the reach. Not as difficult as we thought. With a bit of side spin on that receive, just pushing past it. The follow-up over the table shot for a 9-6 lead. Now receive not too high, but still not enough to deter the over-the-table attack of Xu Xin. That backhand receive cross-court has been so effective for Xu Xin. Rarely does it come back. Varies up the placement a little bit, but still mostly to the corner. And now 4 game points for Xu Xin. Wide block right off the bounce. Zhendong sending Xu Xin as far to that side as we've seen. Bit of side spin on it too. Still 3 game points left, Xu Xin now with his second serve. Miscontacted over the table, bit of topspin, the ball jumps, and it's 11-7. Xu Xin takes down Zhendong for a 2-1 lead, game 4, just after this short break. And we're back for game 4. Fan Zhendong down 1-2 against Xushin. Lost the last 2 games. Just missing the back edge. Lob so high the camera had to pull out to get him in his shot to try. Still gets the counter attack in. So much spin on that ball. This last one here, slight missed contact. Completely fooled. Hung out to dry on the backhand corner. The unusual thing is, the Cloud Walker goes for those and reaches them half of the time. This time he was frozen like a deer caught in headlights. Again, strong shot wide, but not out of reach for Xushin. Don't know why he's not going for that ball. Difficult, not unShushinable. Heavy underspin short to the backhand side for his first point. We saw the comeback already in this match from Xushin in this position, quite early in game 4. And the heavy spin, the backhand has been the key ingredient so far this game. 2 points have come down to Xushin waiting for the forehand instead of using that backhand. This is what used to be the biggest problem for him. He was losing consistently against Ma Long and Zhang Jike because he wasn't confident in his backhand. Outstanding play again. 2 hands to the ground from Xushin. That's the most frustrated I've seen him in some time. Recovery shots, you gotta see this point in replay. That ball right there. Fan Zhendong with his back turned 90 degrees from the table still manages to counter loop it in the air. This is why the bodies of players for the Chinese national team are spent before the age of 30. Demanding play. Fan Zhendong only 18. Still fresh, quick to recover. Almost comes back. Over the table flip kill. Xushin making it a 1-point game again. So that's 3 out of the last 4 points for Xushin, who was down 3-0 just a moment ago. Fast long serve into the body and then deep into the forehand, the inside-out forehand attack of Xushin. Fan Zhendong still almost brings it back. It's crazy to think that just dialing it in even 1%, Fan Zhendong could be winning an extra point or 2 and it could be the match. We'll see what happens over the years. Again, that forehand flip. Fan Zhendong has a low percentage returning it. Probably a higher percentage than anybody else in this tournament, having returned it once or twice. Difficult to anticipate. Again, the pen hold grip can be quite effective over the table. as the racket naturally hangs down, working with gravity. Element of surprise, Fan Zhendong right into the body. Not enough time for Xu Xin to get a chop block in. If he left the racket down low by his knees, he's done scooping chops from there. Did it at the World Championships effectively. I love the confidence when someone receives a let serve and they hit it down into their side of the table to serve it back. Just missing, but at least Xu Xin's going for it now when it's hit wide to the forehand side. 2 of the first 3 points of the game, he watched them whiz past. Backhand not landing. Xu Xin stomping his foot, looked like he accidentally kneed the table. Again, we rarely see Xu Xin so frustrated. Unbelievable speed. The flip this time, instead of deep to the backhand, is into the body and then right back off the bounce wide to the backhand for the point. Look at this reaction. Comes back, already starts his stroke. Smothers the ball in no time for Fan Zhendong. Heavy spin ball low to the net from Fan Zhendong, and Xu Xin able to counter it back. Not many players in the world, maybe 2 other players, are going to be able to consistently counter loop that ball. Ooh, unforced service error. After all that comeback, had a chance to tie it up. In the face of Xu Xin, still handling the pressure quite differently. Even in his frustrated moments, if you feel like the sense of humor is there. Spinny opening backhand and a follow-up powerful backhand shot. 1-point game again. Timeout called, Fan Zhendong. No coach in the corner. This is a pretty mature timeout. To realize that right now he's got to hang on to this, taking the active timeout to protect the lead. You can see that's the file down edge of the blade so that Xu Xin doesn't blister. For the beginners at home, when you get your new professional rackets, make sure you're sanding down the edges. Be more comfortable on your grip as you change grips for serve. Pen holders especially. I've had teammates with blistered, bleeding fingers from the pen hold grip. So Fan Zhendong's coming back. Tough to know what to serve to Xu Xin. The long serves have to be real fast and deep, quite a risk. On the short side, Xu Xin's got the touch half long. If he can force the hesitation, it's got to be low to the net too. Sebastian Moavro from Argentina joining us, professional player. Got some of the Latin American heartthrobs sitting next to me. Flip kill off the net and out. Tough to tell. I had to look at the umpire's hand to see where the point went. So Zhendong sets himself up with 2 game points out of the timeout. But now Shuxin has 2 serves. Down below the table, soft spinny shot. Zhendong escapes. Takes the game 11 points to 8, and it's tied up at 2 games each. We'll see who takes game 5. Stick around, game 5 just after this. And we're back to start off game 5. Shuxin with the serve. Short side of the table, Shuxin takes the first point back. Missed contact as he steps around. We've seen Shuxin make that shot before, low, deep on the table, still counters it back. Just out of reach, Zhendong trying to go to the forehand early in the point. As soon as you have the opportunity to hit a ball out of reach and the player's backing off the table, that's the time to go to the forehand. Otherwise, you're going to keep them pinned in the backhand where they're less likely to counter it. What a blast of a shot. I have to see the replay of this. It looked like a color flash from Shuxin's racket. From that angle, not easy to see, but Zhendong's counter on point. Fast long serve, but it's got underspin on it. Not easy to do. More typically topspin on the fast long serves. Again, the creator, the innovator out here, the Cloud Walker. Still down 1 point, but has another innovative serve to use. We'll see what he does. Goes for broke deep in the backhand court. More traditional serve, half long. See the element of side spin on that ball as it bends away from the camera. Bending out wider to the forehand of Zhendong. Counterattack with authority from Zhendong. Not the first time we've seen it, probably the third this game. Shuxin's 80% loops right now just aren't enough to deter Zhendong. That might even be a 90. That's a pretty fast loop. Zhendong anticipating well, setting it up. time squatting to the ground, it doesn't go. Again, the confidence to take that shot. He's got the quads to get back up for another shot if he needs to. Xu moving to cover the forehand side this time. He's been burned too many times this game on shots down the forehand line as he backs off. So Zhendong tries to go the other way, but feels the pressure and hits it too wide. See the foot stomp of frustration. The flip kills back. Earns himself the opportunity for the over-the-table play. And it's tied up at 5 each. Dead even 2 games, 5 points apiece. A little bit off the top of the net, but the backhand over the table as well. Xu, when he's playing aggressively, has been very effective on his receives. This time the backhand, instead of going wide to the forehand, hits it into the body. One receive we haven't seen from Xu in a while. Again, it might be the pressure and the lack of comfort. It's coming around the outside, that very wristy side spin receive he does. Forehand out. I guess the backhand over the table flip wide to the forehand this time. Unpredictable with his placement. The second towel break, Xu leading. Watch this. Sees the opening, doesn't hesitate, is already turning for the expected forehand counter. Excellent pace and spin from Zhendong over the table, his signature banana flip receive. The racket's actually pointing inwards at his stomach before he hits that ball. He manages to tuck so much for that wrist action. Similar pattern, Xu gets there and misses the loop to the short side. No foot stomp, but a head nod of frustration. Xu knows that he needs to take the second opportunity there to maintain his lead. Critical points here, getting into the business end of Game 5. Heavy spin deep into the backhand. Zhendong with a chop block attempt from off the table. And again, with such a dominant forehand, it's surprising that Xu backhand has been the key ingredient here. Although against some of the top players in the world, that's what it takes. Soft shot left a little in front of Xu. Change of pace, timing was off. A little bit spinnier and slower shot from Zhendong. Outstanding shot, as wide as they come. Zhendong exploiting the opening. Didn't even look like an opening, looked like he created his own. Watch this ball. Good 6 inches inside the corner as it exits the side of the table. I got confirmation from Sebastian on that, exactly 6 inches. Top of the net and a miss hit. Xu with the second double hand slap to the ground. Now he's going to be facing 2 game points. And that ball's clear of the table by a bit when he gets his forehand loop opportunity like that. It's a shame to see it wasted. And that's it, a quick escape. 11-8, Fan Zhendong takes the lead 3-2. Xu Xin with the back against the wall now. Coming into game 6 after this short break. Stay here. We are back for game 6. Fan Zhendong leading 3-2 over Xu Xin in orange at the bottom of the screen. Fan Zhendong, only 18 years old, the 3rd seed in this tournament, world rank number 3, and 1 game away from moving on to the finals. Long push deep on the table. It's the way to do it from Fan Zhendong. These shots have to land for Xu Xin. Not a lot of time to warm up. You know, we've seen some long underspin serves from Xu Xin into the body, some fast serves with topspin. He's taking the time out, got to regroup. 0-3 is a good time here in game 6 for Xu Xin to figure out his tactics and what has to change. His backhand over the table play cross court to the forehand has been very effective. Hasn't managed to win too many points once he's gone on the defense. While it's fun to watch, not a common way to win it. I think it's going to come down to the backhand in the service game. Serving fast into the body, and varying his serves, and opening with the backhand. Some coaches say against choppers, using the backhand attack can be quite effective because of the spin variation. Similarly out here, Xu Xin in the middle of any rally, his backhand is going to have a little less predictable spin, sometimes a little side spin, sometimes a slower arcing ball. We've seen how fast it can be, and seemingly flat, but still loaded with spin. This is really the first match for Xu Xin that's pulled these shots out. This could have something to do with the talk that Lu Guoliang was having with Xu Xin about warming up his real game for matches like this. Gets Fan Zhendong to hesitate. On the receive, opening up the forehand attack. Short side of the table right there for Xu Xin on the loop. Break off the net. And then Xu Xin's shot off the net and out. Neither player has a timeout left. Fan Zhendong starting off in a good position to finish this match in game 6. Two breaks off the top of the net in a row, but this time Xu Xin recovers with a forehand flip kill for the point. And he's at his towel immediately. Take a little extra time to think while Fan Zhendong's toweling off his hand. The balance of Xu Xin. Looks like he's standing still, staying centered, ready to cover the table if he needs. And the rally barely gets started when Xu Xin starts to come off the table. Not usually the way it goes. Little miss hit there from Xu Xin. Strong pressure from Fan Zhendong. This time gets the break off the net back, but on the step around forehand doesn't follow through with the shot. Low ball deep on the table, and he still has to play it off the hip, get the upper body out of the way. There it is, spinny backhand opening, but Fan Zhendong counters the ball to the short side of the table. Really goes all in for this shot. Watch again. Right on top of it. Xu Xin still has a chance. Big backhand opening again. I was just thinking to myself, if Fan Zhendong goes up 8-2, has a 10-3 lead, would we see an exhibition point from Xu Xin? Coaches definitely would rather see Xu Xin fight out here, fight till the end. And that's a good example of fighting right there. The key ingredient, the backhand. Touch shot on the third ball from Xu Xin. Doesn't get the attack he wants, but can still keep Fan Zhendong from having a successful attack. Two in a row for Xu Xin, many more needed. Fast serve down the line and misaligns his shot. Short side of the table has the opening. This could definitely be a 5-7 game right now. Fan Zhendong turned the corner. Xu Xin didn't have to make that impressive of a shot, but then again, if he hits it inside the line by a few inches, he can expect a counter loop from Fan Zhendong. Big point for Xu Xin. Both sides again spinning and fighting to stay in this point. The lefty-righty combo here quite interesting. Fan Zhendong has had many opportunities, many chances and attempts to play it out wide to the forehand of Xu Xin off the bounce. Xu Xin keeps his loops deep on the table, taking away that angle. Opening backhand is strong, but Fan Zhendong's there. Powers it back. 2 points away from moving on to the finals. Bit of side spin from down low from Xu Xin. Started to wonder if you were feeling an exhibition point, but of course not with the score right now. It's just Xu Xin's style of play, mixing it up. From down low below the table, looping it with the forehand to take the point. just missing the back edge. A beautiful loop from down low near the ground, but Fan Zhendong has earned 4 match points. That ball right there. Follow-up defensive shot goes long, and the crowd is behind Fan Zhendong. Are they cheering for Xu Xin to extend the match? I think they're just excited to watch this level of play. Just long, and Fan Zhendong does it. 11 points to 6 over Xu Xin. 4 games to 2. Fan Zhendong will be moving on to the finals. Last week was his test, and now that the pressure's off a little bit, he's made it to the finals, and he will be playing Stefan Fegel of Austria later today in the men's singles finals. We got a short break right now, and stick around for the doubles finals and singles finals to follow. You're watching the Polish Open.